Okay, we're live. Beautiful. Okay. You'll have to excuse the fruit truck in the background. I am coming to you from Costa Rica with some of my lovely co-author sisters. We are so grateful to be here for Africa Week 2020. Thank you so much to Dima and to Alexandra for putting all of this together, for all of your hard work. Sorry about the noise in the background, but we're really excited to be here today to talk about a collaborative book project that we're putting together. Initiative, and so we want to get you involved and to share what we're doing with the community, and yeah, this is such an amazing. It's an honor to be here and to be talking to all of you um, about this vision. Hold 1 second. So, I want to start by telling a little bit about. Can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you, but someone might have a radio on in the background, a radio or a TV. Is it possible to turn off the sound on the radio or the TV in the background?
I'm sorry, it's actually the fruit truck. In Costa Rica, the fruit truck comes around, and it just so happened to come around. Yeah, it's kind of breaking my concentration. Okay, because they're stopping to deliver some fruit to the neighbors, but they go around so people in the neighborhood know, like, they're saying like aguacate, avocado, banana, papaya, mangoes, frutas. Yeah, it's amazing. It's really
I love it. Okay.
like here in Costa Rica, we don't have to do whatever the food grocery delivery service is that's new. It's like it's automatic. It's like around this time, or twice a day, there's one truck that comes at this time, another truck that comes at another time, and so.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and you can go to the store too, but it's like it's another hustle that people have here. It's really fun.
Awesome. Okay, you're good now. I can hear you really well now. Okay. I'll be back.
Okay. Thank you. We have. Can someone send Kyoko the Zoom or this link, because she's actually trying to get on to Zoom. Sorry, we have some people trying to get on here, which is cool because we can give people a minute to pop into the chat. Yeah, we had some technical. Okay, perfect. Thank you for getting that. So yeah, we had some. We made it here though. So okay, so ancient future unity, reclaim your roots, liberate your lineage, live a legacy of love. This is the title of our anthology, of our collaborative book project that we are birthing into the world, that we're bringing forth, which feels so important at this time. And I want to tell you all who are watching a little bit about how this project came to be. And then we will have time to check in with some of the co-authors that are part of this book. There are actually 30 women that are contributing short stories to this anthology. This first edition, or this inaugural book in what we anticipate to be a series of books. And so we have a few of the authors that are joining us today to share a little bit about it with you. So I'm DaniElle Ashé, and I last year was part of a collaborative book project put on by Flower of Life Press. Astara Jane Ashley is the publisher of Flower of Life Press. She's not able to be with us today, but she is partnering with us on this project to publish the book itself. And she knows all of the logistics about publishing, and so She is going to be supporting this process for us. I heard someone say they can barely hear anything. It's a bad connection. Oh no. Can you hear me better now? Here comes Alexandra. Oh wow, now I can not hear anything. Should I try to exit and come back in maybe? Or refresh? Okay.
Sorry, I can hear you really well.
I can hear you well as well.
I would just keep going. I'm checking it out on the page. If there's any major issues, I will. Yep, on the page they're saying they can hear you. You're good. Oh, she left. Okay, there's Danielle. Hey Danielle. Hey Danielle.
See, yeah.
You can be heard really well. They're saying on the page that you can be heard. So if for some reason it cuts out or you can't be heard, I promise I'll come and tell you. But you just keep going. You're good.
Okay, I saw in the message someone was saying it was really glitchy.
Yeah. Yeah, you're getting hearts and everything.
Okay, so let's start again. Thank you all for your patience. Thank you all for being here. So, I was part of this collaborative book project with a lot of different women sharing their wisdom, sharing their stories. And it was a deeply transformative process for me, in a sense that what I chose to write about, like deepened, like through the writing process, the integration, the healing, everything just deepened and amplified. And it was this like alchemical experience of like transmuting. And I mean, there really are no words to describe it, but I found that, the fact that there were words that, like, this is my first time being published, that there were words that were going to be written and like permanently printed was so powerful. And for me, it was so important to, I mean, almost like on a subconscious level, to be really mindful of what it was that I was creating through what I'm writing, through what I'm putting out into the universe. And so that was an incredible experience. And again, that was supported by Astara and Flower of Life Press publishing this collaborative book project. And as I was in this process myself, I, was noticing that there needs to be more of this shared, and of more of the stories of women of color in particular. And then also knowing that this process of sharing is deeply healing. And so I reached out to Astara to say, are you interested in collaborating on something focusing specifically around a collaborative book project of women of color, and in particular Black women? And, of course, she was so open and so enthusiastic about it. And this was like over a year ago. And since then, life happens and like the seed was planted. But until now, until this time, when so much is going on in the world, it's become so much more clear that our stories need to be shared now more than ever. That the wisdom of our lived experiences, the varied lived experiences. Oh goodness, there's the fruit truck again. But can have such an impact. Like there's the anti-racism conversation that's happening, and that's important, and it's so incredible. I mean, it's something that I didn't anticipate seeing in my lifetime on the level of which, we're having these conversations, these challenging conversations, and I'm so grateful for them. But then it felt like there was just something that was missing, as far as the part of the bigger conversation. And not only the bigger conversation about anti-racism, but the bigger conversation about the human experience, and representation. And oftentimes women of color, and Black women in particular, voices are not centered. you know, this is something I'm so grateful that the, you know, anti-racism movement, you know, which people have been talking about forever, but now that, you know, people are more collectively ready to hear this, but it's always been missing, our voices. And now more than ever, people are listening and people are ready to hear. And so it seems that it's it's now more than ever fitting to take the mic, if you will, to take the honor and the responsibility of sharing our stories and speaking up and giving people the opportunity to connect, through story, through the power of story, to the wisdom and the unique experiences that are so varied and so diverse that, Black women and women of color have had, and how our perspectives contribute something very valuable to the future, you know, to what's to come, to, you know, more peace, more harmony, more love, um, and that our voices and our stories are crucial to understanding how we can move forward. So that's a little bit about the the vision, you know, and this is the inaugural book, the Ancient Future Unity, title. But after this, this will continue. We'll continue to share our stories with each other, you know, as sisters, you know, within sisterhood, within that in itself, and then beyond, you know. So there's just like this ripple effect of how, stories can really touch people, can touch our hearts, can, you know, when they're shared, but then also how they can touch us on a deep level when they are written and they are, you know, as they say, Ashe, you know, and so it is like writing it down, putting it there is really a powerful way to, call forth and to declare what it is that we want to see for ourselves and for humanity. And so the inspiration for this title came to me, you know, in keeping with all of that, in keeping with the ancient power of storytelling, you know, that has been the way that we transmit information, since the beginning of time, since before we had, you know, ways to write, things down, the way that we've transmitted information, and that, you know, somewhere throughout the generations, throughout colonization, um, we've lost kind of the touch with that and the value and the importance of holding our stories sacred and sharing in such a way. And it feels like a very ancient practice, storytelling. And so that is woven in with this title of this inaugural book, the ancient aspects of storytelling, the ancient, wisdom that's stored in our DNA, that has, it's not only storytelling that has been lost, um, but also a lot of just like the wisdom and the information, you know, when it comes to colonization and the African diaspora. I mean, luckily there are pieces that, you know, we see that are still present and that have not been lost, but this comes to the piece of the title that's about reclaiming our roots. So within this modern world, within society, you know, with the influence of colonization, how do we claim what is important for us to move forward, um, and within this context, within this new modern context, and that again, the ancient future, and then liberate your lineage. You know, of course, some of the narratives that we have, you know, in our, you know, family lineages and the collective, lineage of being, people of African descent or being people of color, what that lineage entails and how to liberate things that are no longer, that are limiting, that are no longer serving, as well as, live a legacy of love, and then moving forward for the future. What does that look like? What is that expression of love out of liberation? So so that is the intention that's infused and woven into this, collaborative book project that we are bringing forth, that feels so important to, you know, be addressed. Like this feels like so much our stories and these connections are almost like the missing piece of the puzzle that will help to solve a lot of the problems and the challenges that we face as humanity today. And so I've called upon my sisters, you know, some of which you see here today in this panel, to step forward, to step forth, to share what is within, to share their lived experiences, to share their wisdom, to begin to sort of, you know, weave them all together, and then to be able to offer that out into the world. And you know, knowing that those who are drawn to the title, to the message, to the frequency of this offering, you know, are those who are going to receive so much of this medicine, so much of this wisdom, so much of this information, and that from them receiving it, that's then going to ripple outwards as well. So this is just like this vision of expansion on a collective level. So with that, I want to give some of the co-authors of this text an opportunity to introduce themselves. So if you would like to, whoever wants to share first, just take a moment, take as long as you would like to share a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and then we'll go back around and share what brought you to say yes to this project, and I'll ask some other questions. So I'm going to put down the mic, put down the talking stick for a moment, and I invite you, my sister co-authors, to introduce yourself to the group, and then we'll come back through and ask some questions and get a chance to share from each of you with each of the questions. Thank you, those of you who are tuning in, whether it's to the live stream or to the replay. Please let us know where you're coming from. Please say hello. We're so excited that you're here and that you're joining us today. All right.
Shall I start? Can you hear me? Danielle, can you hear me? Can anyone hear me? You can hear me? Hey.
Yes, we can.
Ashika here. I'm from Chicago, currently in Southern California, and I'm so grateful to be connected with all these beautiful women, and so that we can really dig deep and resurrect and reclaim a lot of what this project is for, is, you know, connecting what was to our now, and that's so empowering. So I'm so glad to be here, and I'm passing it to the next sister.
I'll go next. My name is Jamira, and I'm also from Chicago, and I am so excited to be a part of this project. Are you guys getting feedback? I hear choppy. So technical difficulties.
Shante, and Ashika, can you mute your mics? If everybody can mute their mics.
Somebody else can introduce themselves. Just take yourself off your take the mute off and go for it.
Hi there, I'll go next. I'm Coca Oya and I'm from the UK. I live in a small town in the north of England, and I was very drawn to this project. I've been published with Flower of Life Press at the beginning of this year, and as Danielle was attesting to, it is such an alchemical process, and this title really, really drew me because it is about connecting the past with the present and the future now, and healing that rift. And during the beginning of this process, there's been a lot of ancestral healing that's come up, issues that have come up for healing already, and I'm quite excited about the alchemical kind of process that's going to happen and transform as I move forward with this project. So yeah, that's me.
Malamagwa, an chala nyakwi pui deng juag, jogjel, jal shong birial kang adodo. So I just said in my native tongue, I am Nyakwi, peace be with you all. And I just shared with you just a little bit of my own lineage, counting back 6 generations on my paternal side. And so I just, this book is so important to me because of that aspect of reclaiming roots and reclaiming the lineage. And as a daughter of the diaspora, my family immigrated to the States when I was about 2 years old. So that was well over 20 years ago. And so I have not been to my motherland. And so this connection that I have with the motherland and to South Sudan is something that I've had to cultivate without actually being on the earth that is there. So the trip is coming soon, that is for sure. But this is a beautiful, this anthology, and the piece that I'm writing for it is going to be a little bit about that, being of the diaspora and what it's like to be me in this experience. And so that is all I'll share now. Again, my name is Nyakwi, and I'm so happy to be here and connected to all of these beautiful, lovely co-author sisters. And I'll just stop there.
For those who are joining us, we're just introducing ourselves and just saying a bit about who we are, where we're from, and then we will go through and, share a little bit more about the experience, about what this process has been to you. So you can just start by introducing yourself.
Hello, I'm Kyoko Guillory Gonzalez. I am from the Bay Area in Cali, and I'm so grateful to have blue skies, and now that the fires have cleared. I'm a community herbalist in the area. I specialize in diasporic medicine of West Africa, and in all this kind of diasporic medicine, kind of all over the place. But yeah, that's what I do. And I'm just so grateful for this collective of beautiful empresses and sisters. And I've just DaniElle mentioned in our last talk that it's really been a true evolution. This whole process has just been something that felt like it was an initiation. Everything has been so initiatory, and yeah, my ancestors just led me here just to have this wonderful collective and be in this circle with such wonderful, amazing women. So I'm so grateful and thankful. Peace and blessings.
Hey there, everyone. Are you hearing me okay? Okay. Hi, this is Shantae here. I was living in Chicago for most of the last 10 years. Up until this year, I decided to come back to Europe. And so I'm actually live streaming from it's rural Slovenia. It's a little country near Croatia and Italy, close to the motherland, so that's nice. But I haven't been there in quite some time. I feel like I'm kind of giving myself a fantasy traveling experience through this writing project, in a way. And like was mentioned before, it's a lot about tying together the past, the present, the future. For me, it's about being able to express some ideas that I've had kind of I've had in my mind for a while, but I haven't really had the proper avenue to express them just yet. What do I do? Okay, concisely. That might be a little bit challenging, but I'll say that I'm a shiatsu practitioner, and it's a holistic, energetic body healing modality, and I'm also a permaculturist, which I was trained in Ethiopia in 2011, and so I try to kind of combine the things that I learned from this. I should also mention that I've been a capoeirista for the last 8 years, which originally was uh, was thought of from slaves in Brazil, and now is all over the world. And I just find it very revolutionary. I find it very spiritual, and all of these things that mean a lot to me, as far as practice, a consistent practice, all tie together somehow. And I'm trying to give little elements of these things in the story that I'll present, as well as maybe some things from my own ideology that I call feminism. Yeah, I'll leave it at there for now. I'm really happy to be a part of this project, and it was a no-brainer for me whenever I was invited to join. And I keep learning more and more about myself and just what's most important to me through this process of finalizing the story. I'm sure I'm not the only one doing that too. So um, I look forward to hearing what everyone else has to say in this discussion. Thank you, guys.
Hello, everyone. I am Anim. My apologies for earlier with the audio. I had my mic unmuted. Um, I do have like an office studio, so I apologize. You were getting that feedback. But anyway, I'm Anim, known to my community as Reverend Anim. I'm an ordained metaphysical minister. And I'm going to try to shorten this for you all because I do a lot of stuff. A lot. So I'm an ordained metaphysical minister, Usori Reiki master, Kemetic Reiki practitioner, intuitive medium, root worker, celestials art teacher of Universal Source Academy, co-founder of Planet Nine Radio. I do graphic, web, and a musical artist as well. Sometimes I'm a part-time mechanic. So, but it's interesting that I ended up here. Thank you, DaniElle, for inviting me. Spirit had given me a title to write on maybe a year or two ago, a book. And I kind of just like cringed at it because I'm like, that is just a whole lot. I do not want to do that much. Like, so when this offer came to me, it was like perfect. Yes, I can do something very short, straight to the point, and it's just an honor to be here. I've invited several other women from various backgrounds, and it's interesting. I'm the only one that's here, because they are authors as well. So I thank you for allowing me to be in this space and place with you all. And I look forward to, as they say, getting it done. So thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tiara Charday. I'm so thankful to be here this evening. I am a spiritual coach and goddess guide. I partner with women who are ready to reclaim the magic of goddess spirituality and divine feminine principles so we can manifest the life of a goddess. I, I am super excited about this book project. I'm excited for the world to really hear us and to see different sides of us as we embody this divine feminine energy, as we embody the matriarchy. I'm super excited for us to share with each other our highs, our lows, our successes, the things that we dream of. And I'm so thankful for all of you to witness our stories. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. It is truly an honor and a pleasure to be sharing this space with you. And as I mentioned earlier, first and foremost, this project is so much about us. And, first and foremost, the process that we undergo when we say yes to sharing these stories with the world, what happens within us. And then secondary, being able as a sisterhood to witness each other and how we are able to receive the wisdom and the medicine of sisterhood and of just seeing each other as reflections within our circle. I would say that this book is actually a lot like a women's circle in a book. Like we're going around and like witnessing each one in their truth and power and in their power. So, and then from there again it like rippling outwards. So yeah, so first and foremost, I'm grateful to be sharing this space with all of you. As a fellow co-author, um, to witness the process that each of you are going through, and then to also just be able to read your stories once they're complete. And speaking of that, some of you already touched upon it a little bit in your introductions, but I would love to know more from each of you. Whatever you feel like sharing, whatever wants to come through you right now, whatever you feel inspired, but to share a bit about more specifically this title, Ancient Future, Reclaim Your Roots, Liberate Your Lineage, Live a Legacy of Love, and how I know we're only halfway through this process, and some of us are still really in the midst of writing, and the writing is still working us, if you will, but to share with us, to share with the audience a little bit about what's coming up, what's coming up, what themes are coming up. I mean, what is it that that you feel inspired to write about, how that's now showing up in your life, now that you've kind of chosen to focus your attention and intention there. And even just generally, even if it's not specifically related to your writing, but what, saying yes to this entire project, which feels so much like history in the making, especially during this time, what that's shifted within you. Um, whether it's being seen and the feelings that are coming up around that, whether it's really owning and claiming what it is that you maybe thought you already had mastered, but it's coming back again to teach you a deeper lesson, to be able to be shared with others in a deeper way. Yeah, there's so many different things that come up, but I would love to hear a little bit more, I guess, like behind the scenes of this title and how it's working you, or how it's shaping your current reality. Um, yeah, I mean, and if that is not specifically something that you're feeling like you want to speak to, share anything, share whatever is feeling inspired. Again, this is a space to just offer whatever it is that you feel ready to share, feel called to share.
It's Ashika here. Oh, Danielle. So yes to all of that. And this experience has really began to unfold some amazing things within, especially because the family lineage for this current life has been really, it's me. And I have my 89-year-old aunt. And after that, I become Big Ma. So just imagine that. I am now the one to carry the torch for our family and our lineage. So for this project to come through, and just recently as yesterday, some information dropped in about some connectedness to something I've been longing about, and it's starting to reveal itself. And I know it's due in part to saying yes to this project, to saying yes to what I've always known, to showing up anyway, to honoring and owning what I've always known, embodying that, even if it's uncomfortable or different at times, still showing up, still pushing past it. And I feel the energy of everyone just cheering me on, just knowing that this is divinely guided and I'm the one here to do it, perfectly positioned for whatever is to unfold shall be. And there's no worries about that. And that's the language that they're beginning to whisper to me when it gets shaky, when it gets uncertain, when it gets that feeling. You know what I'm talking about? If you're still in this energy, some may have expounded beyond this, but at some point you can tap into this knowing of what I'm sharing. And that's so deeply powerful to me. And it's so remarkable how it's just unfolding piece by piece and perfectly when I had no clue. I just knew to say yes. That's what I knew without absolute certainty. So for all this thing, for everything to continue to intertwine and show me, it just strengthens me and empowers me to keep moving forward, to keep showing up, to be in this and receive all that is unfolding. Because what is, and we don't have to push beyond that. So thank you all for everyone showing up. And that's my contribution to what's unfolding in my now. So thank you all.
Thank you. I would like to share next. So I said yes to this project. I realized the power of dialogue. Dialogue is very powerful. We can see how all our stories are interconnected. We all look so different, but through vulnerability, which I have which is very challenging for me. And so stepping into this role of allowing myself for the world to hear my story, hear what I've been through. It's like what I want, but then it's still kind of scary. But then I know I'm so protected. It's like being pushed in the water, and it's like either sink or swim. But I'm swimming, and I'm gonna thrive and survive. And it's just, and unity is so important because we live in a society, a culture that's like, oh, that person's toxic, Coco's toxic, Danielle's toxic. Isolate yourself. But then it's through that talking to Danielle, you will see that she has things going on, and it's not personal. And we can, iron sharpens iron. So through our words, we can ignite each other to see things from a higher perspective. So just seeing like how, insidious things are in society to keep us isolated and separated. But it's through us saying, you know what, it's uncomfortable, but I'm going to do it anyway. And this feels like, walk it like you talk it, because it's something we all want to do, but it's like, no, I don't know. So it's just the honor and privilege to be connected with you all. I have the opportunity to watch it, talk it. So thank you.
Wow.
I'll go ahead and pick up the mic and share what's coming through for me. Again, this process has been really deepening me and expanding me and stretching me in so many different ways, and really bringing me back home to myself and back home to my roots in a deeper way. I feel this ancestral calling to, really embody who I was meant to be on this planet, on this earth, on this time space dimension at this time in this exact vessel that I'm in. Because again, we're all here for different reasons, and we're all here for the liberation of ourselves. And when we liberate ourselves, we liberate everybody. Our lineages, our bloodlines, and those who we are connected to. And so stepping into our authenticity, stepping into our power, stepping into our truth, these are all helping us to liberate and to reclaim what's rightfully ours, So as Black people, I think everything that's happened to us collectively has kind of pushed us down. And, there's still this energy of we can't rise, but yet here we are rising, and here we are pushing beyond these kind of conditionings and kind of oppressive systems that are telling us to sit down. And we're like, honey, no, we're not doing that anymore. We are standing up, we are rising, and this is just going to continue expanding, as time goes on. And so I'm really, again, honored and privileged to be a part of this journey, and a part of this recalibrating what society looks like and how we operate as a society. And it began by just things like what we're doing now, speaking up, standing up, reclaiming our space, reclaiming our truth, and reclaiming ourselves. And so that we can thrive, and so that we can leave and live a lineage of love that we were born to be and born to exude and express and again embody. So this is just monumental. That's the word that's coming to mind now. And I have just a really good feeling about this all. And I'm thankful that I've listened to myself and my ancestors as they guide me here, because I know that we're all exactly where we're meant to be, doing exactly what we need to do for the liberation and upliftment of ourselves and all. So I'll leave that at that.
Wow.
Hi.
Well, I'll say that, oops. Oh, sorry. Can everyone hear me okay? Okay. I really do resonate with that. My program is actually embodying the goddess, just as a reminder and an invitation to really show up in our authentic selves without any screens or, any smoke, mists, just be all that we are. And, for a while, I definitely resonate with a few of you. I feel big. I do. I feel this expansion. And it's interesting because we get so used to being small or feeling small, we don't always acknowledge how big we are. But it's with this project and with this sisterhood, it's actually, I'm really big and so is she. And let's just be huge together. Let's stop playing small. It's getting old. And let's embody all that we are. I'm excited that I get the opportunity to do this. I feel that, the women in my ancestry didn't get a chance to just experience joy and pleasure and ecstasy in just being who you are. So I'm honored for the opportunity to be big, unapologetically, no hiding, none of that. And all of my beautiful sister goddesses are rocking with me and we're being big together. I'm excited about that.
I'll echo what Tiara was saying, because it's almost identical of since entering this container, I've had so many visions about the weaving together of this bigger web of knowledge from the book that's going to go around the world, and it just feels so big, so big, bigger than any writing project I've ever had the privilege of being taken part in. And it's a very, very different process. Usually I know what I'm going to write, or I have an inkling, but this is coming from such a higher force, such a higher sense of myself, that I'm having to get my small self out of the way and just allow the wisdom that wants to come through. And it is really connecting me to a deep rooted sense of, we have always had the wisdom and the knowledge and the knowing of how to live in harmony and unity on this planet, and that is the message that is coming through, that our deeper wisdom has been covered and taken from us in so many different ways, and this is an opportunity for it to flow through because it is already encoded in our DNA, and I am learning that as I go along. This is such a deep initiation that beyond any spiritual practice that I've ever partaken in, this is like a true journey of stepping into mastery. And I've never said that about a writing project before. And, you know, sometimes the energy of it is overwhelming because it is such a new way of working with my creative life force energy. And as somebody who has been a devotee of the tantric path for a number of years, I have had to step into a whole new level of understanding that it's not a path that I do or knowledge that comes to me, it comes through me, and it has always been there, and is connected to the land, and it is connected to the elements, it's connected to ancestral, it's connected to the universe, it's just connected to the whole of life. And as grandiose as that seems, that it's just coming through a chapter of a book, it is truly, truly the experience that I'm having as I allow each word to flow through me as a vibration of truth. So yeah, I'm absolutely both terrified and ecstatic about the growth that's taken place in me, because so much has had to shift to allow this light to come through. It's a real initiation that's taken place, and I'm so grateful that we have formed this sisterhood, because it has felt so nurturing. And just such a loving space to be connected to all these beautiful sisters in this book. As DaniElle said, it is a sisterhood, of a circle of sisters that are uniting together.
Oh. Yeah. Hi, Bianca. Welcome, welcome. We are. Feel free if you want to introduce yourself and share whatever you feel like sharing. No pressure. But we're glad that you could make it here. And we've just been organically going around and sharing about this experience, about the title of the book, Ancient Future Unity, Reclaim Your Roots, Liberate Your Lineage, Live a Legacy of Love, and just, you know, what that kind of means and how this project feels, and, you know, whatever you feel. Or you can just say hi.
Well, I don't know if you can hear me. I'm outside. It's kind of loud where I am. But yeah, I'm Bianca. I'm from the Chicago area. Originally, I'm in LA now. And so the past, I've kind of been in and out of a lot of these meetings and video conversations. And the last few weeks have been a little emotionally draining for me. Just dealing with, like, you know, everything that's been going on here in the States with, like, police brutality, and, you know, how that affects our community. I really, like, take that on
emotionally, and it's hard for me to kind of dig myself out of like this really weird, like just emotionally drained place. So I've been trying to do that. And then my husband's grandmother passed away, and so it's just like one thing after the other. And I've been like struggling with writer's block too. So it's been a lot going on, but I am excited about the process. I know it's part of the process. I have a few stories that I've written that I'm excited to tell because I've never told them before. So it's exciting, but it's also a little nerve-wracking at the same time. But I'm excited to be a part of this project because, you know, all of you women are just so amazing, and I've enjoyed hearing all of your stories. I've enjoyed hearing about your journey, about the things that you've been dealing with and healing through and pushing through. And it's very inspiring. And I'm just very excited to be a part of this project because I believe that it can, I just believe that it can heal our community in its own little way. And I'm all about healing and pushing through trauma, especially ancestral trauma. And a part of what I'm writing is centered around that, pushing past the ancestral trauma as not only as a woman, but as a Black woman in America. So I'm excited to be going on this journey with all of you and learning more about you and hearing your stories as well. So yeah, sorry again for being late, but I'm like running errands and doing a bunch of stuff. So I just wanted to hop in real quick and just let you know, let all you guys know that I'm enjoying this journey. I'm loving this journey, and I'm just so grateful and honored to be a part of this project.
Hey there. I don't know if you can hear me, but I wanted to add this picture in. Can you all hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me.
Thank you, Alexandra.
Okay.
For
Yes.
taking a moment to thank you, Bianca, for popping on. It's fine that you're late. We're just glad that you're here and you're with us and you shared your heart with us today, your presence with us. For those of you watching live or the replay, this is the book cover, this is actually the working book cover. We are actually working with the same artist to create another book cover, which she allowed us to use some of her beautiful art in the meantime. But you can see the faces of it's actually going to be 29 of us now. One woman is not able to contribute at this time, but yeah, so I said 30 earlier, but so 29 women. And just taking a quick pause, I want to get back to the panelists, the co-authors, to share more about their experience. I know everybody hasn't had a chance to share yet, but since Alexandra has, brought this up now, I feel like it's a good time to talk a little bit and pause and share about that we are offering the book for pre-order, which the pre-orders help to make the publishing of this book possible. So if you're watching this and you know that you want to support our voices, you know that you want to receive the wisdom that's contained in this book, of stories of 29 different women from 29 unique lived experiences, then definitely we will have the link available for you to pre-purchase the book. And we are so grateful for your support. This is another aspect of how revolutionary this project itself is. The community driven and community supported invitation and components to being able to produce and publish the book through the generous the support and the desire for people in the community to pre-order the book, to already say yes to what it is that we're doing, and to continue to be able to create the anthology, to continue to have editions that are the second, third, fourth, fifth edition, and so on and so on. I mean, the vision is that this art of storytelling and the power of storytelling continues as a legacy, as a lineage, and that we don't have the moments that we've experienced where our voices are not being shared, where our stories are not being told, that we're constantly continuing this flow of exchange of, you know, wisdom and stories and connection, so that we're kind of, you know, remaining connected, and keeping that flow continuous without drying up or without being stagnant, and just keep it coming. So again, your pre-ordering of this book supports that, and we'll have the link available for you to pre-order if it's something that you are feeling called to do at this time. Also, we invite, you know, any women that are watching this, and you know, men as well, who knows, perhaps we'll, you know, create a version with men, or men and women, if we continue on with this. But reach out, and if, you know, this is a family reunion event, you know, reach out. We want everyone, as many voices to be heard as possible. You know, we all have a story, we all have so much value to bring, and the more it's accessible and out there and available, you know, the more connected we will become. You know, unity is a big theme, you know, in the title of this inaugural book, for a reason. Another thing I wanted to just add before the other panelists share is the theme of Africa Week, you know, and you know, We Are Africa Rising and reclaiming so much. And so yeah, it's so fitting that within the summary of Africa Week, you know, there's that feeling of reclamation, and here we have in our title of our book, Reclaiming Our Roots. So it's definitely something that the collective is ready to receive right now and is doing, and so it's just an honor. Okay, we've got 4 minutes left.
Okay. I just want to jump in and say, for those of you watching, that if you want to check out this project, the links are in the chat there, so they're easily accessible. Please do check it out. Yeah, we have a few minutes left, and I've just been so enjoying this conversation. I look forward to hearing the last thoughts from the rest of your panelists. Thank you so much for being here.
Peace and blessings. Goodness, just the amazing, all-encapsulating title of Reclaiming Your Roots, Liberating Your Lineage, and Living a Legacy of Love was like it just immediately like broke me open. It was like, this is what I'm here for. Like, this is what it's all about. This is what the constant, every like foot by foot, step by step walk is about in this time. And I guess a lot of what's been working through me through the words is just kind of just speaking and sharing my day-to-day life of how the ancestors speak to me in my personal healing, and how ritual needs to be in everything that we do, and scrying needs to be in everything that we do, and our divination work. And I give a class on tree medicine magic, so I'm talking a lot about trees, specific trees that help our ancestral healing, and how just to deepen into that, and some of the a lot of the same traumas that we have as Black women and Black men around people pleasing, or just feeling having moments where you diminish and step down, and it was just an autopilot response. It wasn't something you chose to do. It's like it just kind of something that you realized it in the moment. And so I'm talking a lot about ritual around that, and working through, and just stepping into our light and bringing our greatest selves forward. So that's some of what's going on. So I'm just so grateful for that process and to be able to put that into words. So I'm just incredibly grateful. Thank you, sisters.
Shantae, if I don't know if you wanted to share, or.
Yeah, I just wanted to share the things that were coming up for me. I think that was the last thing you were asking us about. writing so many things, but I'm paying attention to everything. I'm normally a person that pays attention to symbols and metaphors, but it's like on another level right now. I shared last time we talked about how I had this desire to have a bike, and I found one on the day that I went to the only thrift store in town, and it happens to say author. As it's like the name brand of the bike. I thought that was incredible, and I didn't even notice till a couple days later. And I have a little black cat that's been following me around that I've kind of adopted, and I've been offered opportunities to lead a couple of women's groups here, which is like not even a thing here. Yet people they're open to me. It's a very unique place that, for instance, like seeing your faces together is really comforting because I'm literally like the only Black woman here in this village. It's a really unique time and place to be a Black American here. And people are really anxious and willing to hear what I have to say, which also is something that I was not brought up with. I was brought up with children are to be seen, not heard. I couldn't express myself at all. So I just feel such a shift between how I was raised and where I presently am. And that's echoed kind of in my story going through different times. I have so much to share, but I think we're at the time too. I just wanted to say that I've been dreaming every day with the things that I'm writing about, and that's been an incredible experience. Basically, lucid dreaming with my piece every night. So thank you all for contributing to this dream, this living dream. I look forward to everything that follows.
Thank you, Alexandra.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you for being here at Africa Week 2020. Beautiful work. I'm so glad you all said yes and that you showed up from all over the world. Beautiful. DaniElle Ashé, thank you for creating this project and bringing everyone together here.
Thank you to all who are watching. Blessings.
Awesome. Bye, ladies.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, Alexandra.